What the fuck? I guess I'm full screen.
Made it.
What's up?
Still live. Okay. So it worked. Went all right.
You spared no expense with your music. I'm sure you paid a ton for that.
I do. You have no idea what I had to do to get that music. I mean, listen, I had to make phone calls. I had to get, calling a lot of favors to get that.
Great
Tony,
video.
how you doing?
It was nice knowing you, Brad.
Yeah, there's a reason we're not multi-streaming this, just in case something bad happened with the really, really copyright. I wanted to go as far copyright as I could to see what would happen.
Didn't want to get everybody's channel shut down today, right?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure it was only my channel that got shut down if there's a problem.
And not only are you using copyrighted music, you're using the band that fought Apple Music and every Napster, every streaming service in the world. So
yeah. So now we know. Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see if the chat says anything about a black screen for the next 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, they're already gone. We're by ourselves.
Yeah, probably never went on. It was. I checked to make sure we're still playing and everything. Yeah. Alan was losing it backstage.
That's my shit, man. That's what I grew up on, man.
Didn't watch 1 second of the intro. Everything all seams together real well. The flashlight lights up. It goes to the headlights. Alan's like, I don't even know what it was.
I'll watch the replay later.
I don't even care. But anyway, let's catch up with the chat before we get into this. Oh, let's see. Corey, what's going on? Hey,
Corey.
all. I'm going to be in and out of the chat tonight. At least want to say hi. That's cool, man. Chris C, what's up?
Hey, Chris.
Big fan of the music, I guess. We're saying hey.
So his name's not Wilkie. What do y'all call him, Corey?
Corey.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm assuming his last name is like Wilkinson or something, and he goes by Wilkie.
Gotcha.
Chris C, heard them do a live in San Francisco a few decades ago. I saw them at Rock on the Range.
They came to my town one time, and they sold out in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And missed out on tickets.
Yep.
Well, don't be surprised if I say that I didn't listen to that kind of music in my teenage years.
Really?
Yeah. Surprise. But at least I do know of them and the song and everything. But
that old time religion. Yeah. The Metallica is huge in Ohio. They're huge everywhere, but I mean in Ohio, it's like you can't the rock radio station. It's at least once every half hour a Metallica song will hit.
Yeah.
Benicio, what's going on, man? Everybody likes the music.
Hey there, Benicio.
What's up, man?
Yep. Yeah. So before I'll say this last thing I'm going to say about the music. It's what I've always suspected, Tony Rabbit Ears. These other channels are pussies, and they are worried about money. They don't want their channel to be demonetized. They don't want the video to be demonetized, so they don't use copyright music. I actually don't give a shit if I make money off this stuff. So if I can make a funner intro, that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Unlike some of these other losers that are seriously only worried about their YouTube ad revenue, they're fucking $8 a month they're going to get.
Yeah. And me, as far as my channel is concerned, I don't care about the ad revenue either, but I also don't want any strikes. I like to keep the channel.
I don't think the thing is, the way I looked into it, I don't think it's going to give me a strike. It's going to come on as copyright. Yeah. And if the video makes money, the money is going to go to the
people that deserve the money.
I don't give a shit if they get the 8 cents.
They made the music.
Yeah.
They need the money, right?
It doesn't, whatever. But that was my take on it. And I've been real sour on I saw some other videos recently. I'm not going to go into it. I'm definitely not going to name names, but these guys are pathetic and they're losers. And I can't be associated with them. So if I can do something different, that's what I want to do. I don't want to be
put in what you want to do.
And I don't want to be put in the same league with these other guys. We're just saying, hey to the Godfather. What's going on, Trini?
What's up, Trini?
Yep. I don't even. What was this? What was that song off of?
Remember the Bell Tolls.
Is that the name of the album? I thought maybe Ride the Lightning.
So. Yeah.
I think it's Ride the Lightning. It's the one with the blue cover, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because it was Kill 'Em All before that, and then Ride the Lightning, and then one. If I remember correctly.
Sasha's back. What's going on, Sasha? Good to have you back.
What's up, Sasha?
Like the intro. Yep. Hey. Alan says James Hetfield just called and said, "I'm sending you a bill." Yeah, I don't think we'll have a problem. Oh yeah, cool, man. I appreciate it, Chuck. Try to have a theme, running theme. Everybody say what's up. Saying hi to Chuck. Magic Hands, what's up, man?
Magic Hands.
What's up, man?
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
What's up, Steve?
Sasha says, "Oh, Alan, guess what? I picked up Armageddon on UK DVD today for just $1. I think that's £1. It doesn't have the issues that the US one has, and it just has for features that they're missing from the
Features that are
Blu-ray.
missed on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Damn nice, man.
Yeah, cool. I would assume he had the Criterion of Armageddon. I bet he does.
Yeah, the Criterion of Armageddon looks terrible.
Yeah.
It's like
But
boxed.
from what I understand,
My
it does
TV
have
anyway is
good-
boxed, whatever. So
I think you want that release for the features.
yeah.
Right.
Corey Wilkie is short for my last name. Yep.
Yep.
Either way.
Hey,
Holland, on.
What's up, Alan?
Christy says we'll do an intro using In Flames only for a week. Yeah, do whatever you want, man. Don't worry about it. If your channel gets blown up, just start a new channel and another one after that, and another one after that. Sasha, yeah, I obviously don't care either. Maybe not enough to delete my channel on a whim. Maybe not enough to delete my channel. Yeah, okay. Even though he just did that. That's what he's saying as a joke. Yeah, it was Ride the Lightning. Damn Dirty Ape, what's up, man?
How's it going?
What's going on, man?
All right, we're going to see what Alan got in, or see what Alan watched. So used to fuck call streams.
Well, the first one is I actually watched it on streaming. That's the only way you can watch this right now because I don't have a physical release yet. I do hope it gets one. I'm going to bring the poster up here anyway, so you guys can see that.
Mm-hmm.
No one will save you. Watch it on Hulu. I think I might hurt Allie's feelings on this one because Allie's seen my letterbox on this, and I gave it 2.5 stars and a heart, which is about average for me. Unless it's going to be a Rocky or a Jaws or something like that, it's not getting a 5. Most movies aren't going to get a 5. There's quite a few that do, but they're still a limited bunch. It takes a first-time watch movie. A lot of times will not get 5 stars. This one here, usually about 3 is about where I average at, but this was 2.5, and the main reason for that was because of the ending. The movie itself was actually really good. The aliens in this movie were creepy as hell. And when I say creepy as hell, there's a couple shots. If you watch this film, just be prepared. There's a couple of shots where it's real creepy. They do a great job with it. They really took a lot of inspiration from like all the alien images from back in the 50s and 60s. The elongated neck, the round head, the way the aliens always look in all these old pictures. That's kind of what they went with this, whatever. They did a fantastic job with the aliens, 100%. The main girl in this, whatever, Caitlin Dever, I think. I probably said that wrong. She did a fantastic job. There's not very many words in this. There's not very much dialogue. It's just a lot of tension. The movie doesn't take very long to get started, and it gets started, it doesn't stop. The problem that I have with this movie is the last act, the last 15 or 20 minutes, it goes a totally, probably about the last 10 minutes, it goes a totally different way than I thought it was going to go. And if you watch the movie, and I would be real curious to see what other people think about this ending, and maybe it's just me, but the ending of this movie goes somewhere I did not expect it to go, and it totally left me going, what the hell was this? And it took away a lot of the air out of this movie for me. If the ending, if they had stuck the ending, this would have got a solid 4 stars on Letterboxd. The ending just left me kind of with a bad taste in my mouth. And I probably need to go back and watch it again. Maybe I missed something. Because I put my letterbox up, and like 5 minutes later, Allie messaged me and said, I would love to know what you didn't like about this. 2.5 stars. So obviously she really enjoyed it, which I did too. But like I said, just the ending kind of left me upset about it.
2.5 stars is a pretty good score, I think.
I think it's that right there in the middle. If I don't like stuff, it's getting no stars or half star.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not scared to do that. But there's only 8 words spoken. There's only 8 words spoken through the entire film. So think about that for a minute. It's all tension. It's all tension and build up, and it delivers. Like I said, it's creepy as hell. The first official dialogue moment happens at 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 5 seconds of the movie. So you know what you're going into. Stephen King said just three days just 3 days after the film was released on Hulu, Stephen King gave it the highest praise on his Twitter account, where he posted this comment. No One Will Save You is brilliant, daring, involving, scary. You have to go back over 60 years to Twilight Zone episode called The Invaders to find anything remotely like it. Truly unique. So Stephen King was a big fan of it. So if you're a fan of sci-fi, horror, alien kind of shit, check this movie out. It is a recommend. Don't let my 2.5 stars scare you away. I mean, I did enjoy this movie. I would love to know what you guys think about the ending. So hit me up on Letterboxd. I mean, on Instagram or whatever. I would like to know what you guys think about the ending, because I kind of want to go back and watch this one again, which I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
But have either one of you guys seen this?
No, but I mean, what you're saying is just the ending can hinge on the whole thing, and it's hard to end the movie.
Yeah, because I'm going like this the entire time, and when that ending happened, it was just like, and it just. It's like I kept my rating right away as soon as I got done watching the movie.
Well, it's like that intro. What am I going to do? Just have a guy say later? You know what I mean? After you've done this the whole time, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
it's hard.
Like I said, it was a fun movie. I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah, so. I mean, listen, favorite and best are two different things. Basket Case is one of my all-time art. No, it's just, it could be a 2.5 and still be something I would recommend. It's not anything. Yeah. It is what it is.
That's
so
one of the most.
Review in a nutshell. If it comes on physical media, it's a day one purchase.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the most divisive things about my channel and people looking at my Letterboxd is there's a lot of 2-star titles on my Letterboxd that has a heart beside it, because I enjoy the movie for the most part. But did it have some terrible acting in it? Yeah, maybe. Did it have a bad ending? Yeah, maybe. So it's all subjective on how you take the film. If you liked what you watched, then it got a heart. I got some enjoyment out of it. But a lot of people think if you give it 2.5 stars, that you crapped on the movie. But that's not.
Yeah, well, there's a movie like, let's just say, for instance, Shawshank Redemption. It's a dark movie about prison and all this stuff. There's going to be a lot of people that don't like it just because of the subject matter, but they would still give it 4 stars. A lot of people give it a 5-star.
Yeah.
That's a movie I don't even own, but it's a 4-star. Something I would give at least a 4-star, 4.5 stars. So it's great.
Based on the story, based on the acting, the directing, cinematography, everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what Tony's been watching. He loves these long form discussions about movies.
I don't know why Brad asked me to be a part of this, because I'm the word talking about movies. But the last 5 movies that I watched, that's what I'm going off of. And so the first one I'm going to talk about is Wrath of Man. This right here was a first time watch for me. It got 2 stars and a heart. I enjoyed it overall, but it did have a very slow pace at the beginning, and I really couldn't get into it until the story unfolded. We got a flashback of what happened in the past that really helped the story unravel, and I really enjoyed it after all of this. The action aspect of it was excellent. The acting was great. The story ended up being really good, and I just really enjoyed it. I know this is an old movie. This was part of our first time watches on a different channel, and I had never seen it, so that's why I'm watching some older titles right now. But I really enjoyed it. I'm sure everybody in the world has seen this already. It's a really good release. Got some really great special features, and can't say enough good things about it. But it did just get 2 stars. The reason why I gave it 2 stars is because of the pacing of the movie. And, Jason Statham isn't the best actor out there. He's like a one character type actor, does the same thing in almost every movie. But I did feel some heart in here because it was family connected. And so I really overall just enjoyed it.
Yeah. I've seen that movie. I was,
I have to.
I thought it was middle of the road, but I'm also, used to his other stuff. His early stuff I loved, And this is another heist type thing. I'm like,
Mhm.
it just didn't do it for me.
Yep.
All right. I probably haven't seen this in 20 years, and I got this release. And I watched two different cuts of it. It's the 1978 Dawn of the Dead, George A. Romero. I watched the Argento cut, and I hated it. I hated what he did. I hated the music that he added. I hated that he left out the helicopter kill. He took the helicopter kill where it cuts the top of the head of the zombie off. He took that out of the movie because he's an asshole. And foreign directors should not be messing with American product. That's how I feel about it. I watched the theatrical cut from George Miller. It was much better. I can't, like, why would you take the best gag in the whole movie out of the movie? That's what when you watch this movie, that's what the cover is based on. When you watch this movie, you think about that helicopter cutting that scene it's iconic, and he cut it out because he's an asshole, and he thought it was the artistic choice. Fuck him. During an ever-growing epidemic of zombies that have risen from the dead, 2 Philadelphia SWAT team members, a traffic reporter, and a television executive girlfriend seek refuge in a secluded shopping mall outside of Pittsburgh. I think this is one of the weaker Romero zombie movies for sure, but I think I gave it a 2.5. Yeah, I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. Very slow. The payoff is kind of lame. The zombies look terrible. I like Night of the Living Dead better than this for sure, and I love the remake of this. But it still has its place every once in a while. If I get in a zombie kick, this is one that would go in the rotation. But again, I hadn't watched it in like 20 years. I was never a huge fan, but it was just kind of time to pick it up. I had a big Credited Orbit DVD. This standard edition was still available, so I grabbed it. I thought the 4K looked pretty good. I wasn't blown away with that either. I've just never been big on this movie, and this is a movie people give 5s all the time. I know Chuck's a big fan, but it's just agree to disagree. I don't care about the characters, and then the zombie movie, you really want to care about the characters, and these characters, I just never. I don't know. You got the uppity, pain in the ass SWAT team guy, and then you got the guy that's crazy, taking too many chances, and the broad that's just kind of standing there, and then the guy that's hiding the whole time. I don't know. I just didn't. And then the people on the motorcycles show up. Hundreds of motorcycle people show up. Like, how does that make sense in the apocalypse? You're riding around on motorcycles with zombies walking around the roads. How did you not get taken out by one of those? I don't know. It just never did it for me. I don't know. Maybe he didn't have the money or whatever, but yeah, it's about what I thought it was. I didn't get any better, didn't get any worse. But all I can tell you is that Argento cut is trash. I would say stick to the either extended cut or the theatrical cut that still has the iconic scene in it. But other than that, this is a great release from Second Sight. It's got all kinds of shit in it, 4 discs and multiple, but anything you'd want to know about it. But yeah, that was my take on Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, I've still never seen it.
Really?
If you're looking to take a nap, on like a Sunday afternoon, maybe check it out. What do you think of Dawn of the Dead, Alan, after seeing it, fairly recently?
I'm a fan of it. I mean, I can agree with a lot of stuff you said. I don't think I would like the Argento cut solely because they cut the helicopter scene out. I don't think I've ever seen the Argento cut. I don't believe. When I got that in, I think I watched just I want to say I just watched the theatrical cut. It's the only thing I've watched on it so far.
Yeah, I think the theatrical cut is the director's cut.
I have nostalgia for it, but when I hear people say the negatives about it, I can definitely see it, and I don't disagree. The zombies do look terrible. There's other zombie movies that I'm going to put in before this one. I don't live and die by this movie like some people do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I enjoy it. It's iconic. I have nostalgia for it, but is it my top 5 zombie movies? It's not.
No.
So
I love the idea, and I think what people are confusing with that movie is we owe this guy a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we owe this movie a lot because this movie really set the tone for what they were and all that. We do. I get that, but I don't drive a fucking Model T, because it was the first car or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like we've evolved beyond this, and there's a lot better zombie movie. 28 Days Later, come on, man. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of really great zombie movies out there that I would put in over that. Yeah. Sean totally agrees with me.
I knew that was coming.
I know he's a monster fan of it. It's just. It just never grabbed me. Even as a kid, you're watching it and you're just like, they're running through the mall, and it's like, I get all that. And it's just been done better. And then again, I gave it a 5 out of 10, which
Oh, that's good.
is still a solid score for me.
Oh.
It's just I don't
Yeah.
understand the crazy praise
Yeah.
it gets. Feel free to unsubscribe. I totally get it. Let me. Okay. Before I accidentally hit that button again. Totally should have used the star, which I didn't. So we'll see where we're at here. All right. Rob saying, what's up to everybody?
What's up, Rob?
Hey, Rob.
Texas, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
Saying, what's up? Chris Cease is starting to get a little picky on Letterboxd too. I like more classics to give higher scores. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, do whatever you want. I try to do it more analytical. I try to take my bias out of it because, I mean, I was talking to Brian Goes Blue about this, and Brian's like the king of the 5-star review. Everybody gets a 5. He's like the Oprah with the 5. Everybody gets a 5. And I was like, I used the basket case example. He said, well, would basket case be a 5? I said, basket case would be an 11 if we did it on bias for me. But is it a 5? No, it's not a 5.
Yeah.
I can't recommend it to a normal person and go, you're going to love it. You're going to love it when that puppet rips somebody's stomach open like that.
Yeah. Again, on Letterboxd, since we've brought it up several times, I'll give my rating and my score right after I watch the film before I read any reviews on it on Letterboxd. And then after I do that, then I'll go look at the review and see what everybody else thought about it. And then a lot of times I second guess myself and thinking, oh my gosh, I should have loved this movie, but I didn't. And it almost makes me want to change my rating, but I do not. I give it my first opinion. But like Alan, if I go down 6 months, a year from now and rewatch it, if my opinion changes, then my score will change after that viewing.
Yeah.
Well, and it doesn't matter anyway. If Dawn of the Dead is a 10 to you, and to me it's a 5, what does that really matter? What are we going to come to blows over it? Tony hates movies that I love. I'm talking hates.
Yeah.
Some movies that I love, and I hate some movies that he likes. It just doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like when I watched Everything Everywhere. Everything Everywhere all at once and gave it my 1-star review. I was thinking, oh my gosh, what did I miss? Did I miss something?
Yeah.
But
that's kind of how I felt whenever Allie messaged me so fast. She's like, oh my God, 2.5 stars. And I was like, okay, well, maybe, I did like the movie, but I kind of second guessed myself a little bit, but that's my thoughts right now. I could watch it 6 months from now, a second time, or 6 weeks from now, it may change.
Yeah.
But
all that,
without the ending, I'm kind of curious what it would have been without the ending.
Yeah.
If it had kept on through and landed, stuck that landed the ending, I think it would have probably been a 4, 3.5 for sure.
Yeah.
But ending was just bad.
All that live and let live shit being said, if I recommend a movie to Alan and he doesn't love it, if he doesn't watch it immediately and then love it, we're going to have problems. So, it doesn't always go.
My thing is, even when I do like a movie, I'll say something like it, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I'd be like, man, I actually like this. And Brad looks at it like, all the shit you've told me about, I've actually liked this one movie. But
I can't believe you actually recommended something I like. Oh my God.
Really good.
It's really good somehow. But there's been a rash of that lately, and that's why I keep bringing it up. There's been a rash of that lately, like, my opinion is law. My opinion is facts. You're entitled to your own opinion. You're not entitled to your own facts. Stop trashing people because they like a movie or don't like a movie or want to buy from this company or don't want to buy from that company or whatever. Like I said, this stating your opinion as a fact is a big problem for me. All right. Sasha, by your description, it at least sounds original. That's a rarity.
It is very original. I think it's very original. It really is.
It does sound interesting, man. I want to check that out. Saying what's up. Sasha says, no, I've not seen The Wrath of Man. Wait, that's considered old. Well,
I called it old. It came out last year. To me, I bought it day one when it came out and just have watched it. To me, that's what I call old. I should have watched it when it came out.
Yeah.
I definitely misrepresented that.
I thought it came out like
When I
5 years
watched it,
ago.
it felt like it had been out
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
But it was just last year.
Yeah, that's old though. That's old for Tony. Tony gets every release, so that you got to imagine where that is in the pile.
Right.
It's way down there.
Someone had to tell me to watch it. That's the only reason I watched it this week, because somebody told me to watch it.
Sydney saying, "What's up to everybody?"
What's going on, Sydney?
Chrissy still need to watch Dawn of the Dead. At least I know what version to watch now. I mean, I didn't watch. Maybe this is what's considered the director's cut, the extended con cut. Maybe that's considered the director's cut. I always thought the director's cut was the theatrical cut, but it went out just the way he wanted it. But I don't know. I watched 2 cuts of this. That was plenty. I can't recommend that Argento cut. I think he messed it all up. Eddie, what's going on, man?
What's up, Eddie?
Chris C. Zombie is better in one way. I think it's better all around. Personally, Fulci Zombie. Sydney asking about Serbian film. I think it's garbage. And I
watched it once. I'll never watch it again.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, don't waste your time. I think it's.
No,
I can wholeheartedly tell you, Tony, you would not like it.
No, you definitely would not.
I've already come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris C. saying hi to everybody. Yawn of the Dead. Yeah. Yeah, I have to look into that and see if the extended cut is the director's cut. I mean, usually it is, but I thought I heard different. And plus, an extended cut, you know what I mean? Like, we need more. We need more of them standing around in the mall. Sydney's a fan of Sydney Eubank says, good movie. Okay, so that means it's just okay. From Sydney. Yep, probably so. I know Tony is.
I'm not.
I don't think Tony even takes a leave. Tiana saying hi to everybody. Tiana.
Hey,
You gotta watch out for Tiana. She'll stir up stuff.
Oh yeah, I bet. Sasha, I've not seen the Dead trilogy. Any of the Dead trilogy. Built them up in my mind. They would creep me out too much. Oh, dude, a lot of them are silly, man, and not a lot of violence. The third one is the most violent, which is probably my favorite of the 3. But Night of the Living Dead, come on, man, you got to have that Criterion 4K.
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen.
I think you would like that a lot, Sasha. Sean is just not happy about this Dawn of the Dead stuff.
You're talking about his damn Armageddon.
I'm curious what you think of the remake. Because I find that's a very celebrated remake, and I'd be curious if anybody actually thinks this is better than the remake. That's one I can wholeheartedly recommend. That remake, to me, is a lot better than this. Sasha, I don't look at reviews, never have. Would rather judge things for myself and not be affected by other things. Yeah, just go and watch it. The important thing is to generally just watch it, unless you happen to know exactly what it is or something was spoiled. It's like that Serbian film. I know Tony really well. Alan knows Tony really well. We can both tell him there's no way he would like it. It's just the subject matter and everything about it. And plus, it's not like it's any good anyway. I mean, in my opinion, I know Trinity's a big fan of it, but I think it's terrible. And I think they just try to be shocking just for shocking's sake. Sean, that's pretty much the better way to go. Yeah, I definitely go in blind as you can. Anthony, what's up, man?
Hey, Anthony.
Sean says, don't even bother with the director's cut if you don't like what you saw already. Yeah, that's probably, that's kind of what I thought if the extended cut is just more the same. And I'm saying it like I don't like Dawn of the Dead. I do like it. I just 5 out of 10. I think it's an average zombie movie. What's up, Johnny? What's going on, man?
Hey, Johnny, how's it going?
What's up, John?
Gotta get Johnny on the last 5 one of these days. Here, actually get some time to watch the movies. Sasha, my dad is Serbian, so when I heard a film called a Serbian film, I was curious to see it. We stopped watching as soon as it started. There you go.
Yeah, Not a family film in the sense that you think.
Chris Sees loves the remake of Dawn. He says favorite Dawn movie. Sean, the remake of Dawn of the Dead is watchable, but it's not as good if you ask me. Yeah, that's cool.
Sean, let me ask you a question. If it was called something else besides Dawn of the Dead, if it was just another zombie movie, would you have a different opinion?
If it wasn't at a mall and it was called something else, the mall is, it's too similar, I guess. Johnny saying, "What's up to everybody?" Texas likes the original more than the remake. That's cool. All right. Let's see. Alan's next.
All right. So my next one here, I actually didn't watch this. I watched the original, but I don't have the original physical media yet. It's coming. I ordered it today. But so the original of this from 1997 is what I watched. I still have not watched this yet either, by the way. I wanted to watch the original first. And man, I had a good time with this movie.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It was a pretty badass movie. I can't believe I'd never seen this. This is one of those movies I'm watching. It's like, how have I never seen this? It's one of those deals.
I don't want to cut you off. Did you ever order that French edition of Meander with the slip?
No, I have not.
If you like Cube, I can definitely recommend that.
All right, I'll do that later. Everybody, I'm sure, besides me, has already seen this movie. Both of y'all have seen it, right? I know you have, Brad. Okay. Only 7 people in the film. Everybody in the film is named after a prison. You got Levin. You got Holloway. You got Leavenworth. Kazan, which I think is actually a mental institution over in Russia. And this guy is mentally challenged wherever in the movie, so makes sense. Like if I got the right actor here. Alderson, Raines, Quentin. So everybody's named after some kind of, facility. So I thought that was pretty interesting. The movie, first off, is I don't really want to say it's claustrophobic, but you think that it should be claustrophobic, but it's not. It's something about the way they shot it. And it looks like, you got these 257 room, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. But the movie had a very small budget, whatever. So they only filmed, I think they only had like either a couple cubes or maybe just one cube. What they did was they changed the colors, and whenever they went to edit the movie, he said it was so hard to edit the movie. They didn't edit it like in order. They edited it by colors. And when they was going back to edit it, whatever, he said it was a pain in the ass to edit it, whatever. The budget was really small. And to look at the movie, you wouldn't think the budget was small. You think this would be a huge budget, whatever, because just how visual it was. But I feel like this is the kind of horror movie that Rain Man would watch with no pants on. It seems like this is Rain Man's horror movie. The mathematical, all this kind of stuff. And what's really funny is a girl in the movie that was figuring out all the numbers. She actually was terrible in math. She actually failed out of school because she failed math. And so this is the actress they picked to play that part. But I'm sure everybody's seen this movie, like I said, whatever. It's the first time I've watched it. I just finished watching this late last night, so I hadn't fully processed it yet. What I did here was I just took a few notes about the movie. I did actually type on here the kind of movie Rain. I ain't going to say exactly. I got Tony on here. I ain't going to say exactly what I read on here. I'll save that for later. But it says one thing about it I thought was cool is that exactly 1 hour in the movie, they say the line, "An hour is as long as I say," is the last line spoken before the film hits the 1 hour mark. So they say something about an hour. He says the hour is as long as I say, or whatever. They say how long? How do you know how long an hour is? He says that, and boom, hits 1 hour into the movie. Just something I'm sure they did for whatever. Most of the film was shot with a handheld camera, and you could tell that at some points of the movie. Yeah, man, I dug this movie. Like I said, I was intrigued the entire time. I wasn't bored with it. I was trying to figure out how the hell they can get out of here. There was some scenes in the movie that kind of blew me away. I guess I could spoil this movie. I mean, it's from 1997. I'm sure most people seen it. But the one scene where the guy, drops the girl, I wasn't expecting that. That was pretty intense. And some of the back and forth between the main guy, the black dude, whatever, and the handicapped guy, some of the back and forth between them was kind of funny when he was getting pissed off at the guy because he couldn't hush. There was some dialogue I can't repeat on here that he said that I thought was pretty comical. But like I said, I really enjoyed it. It's a movie that I will definitely. I've ordered it today. It's coming. So it's definitely. I'm excited to watch it, and I'm
Which
excited to watch
release did
it.
you get?
Do what?
Which release did you get?
The one that said Orbit DVD.
Okay, Tony, can you show him your release of it when you get a chance?
Yeah, I mean, it should be the same. It looks the
I can
same.
bring it up and show you. I don't remember who put it out.
You got
I just told them I thought then just ordered it.
That's not what you got. You have the Nova Media release of it.
Oh, but I have what I'm saying.
You have that one from Orbit too.
I have the same one Alan has also.
That's a remake. The one
right, exactly. When I ordered that from Orbit, I just saw Cube and I thought, oh, there's the movie I really want to get.
Yeah, I just got the basic bitch release is what I got.
Yeah, I mean, I can step out here in a second. I'll grab that other one off the shelf.
Yeah, he got a really nice Nova Media release of it. Yeah, that's that $9.99 for that Blu-ray. You can't go wrong with it. And the movie, I think, is really underrated. Yeah. What's the country of origin?
Oh, I actually didn't look that up.
I'm pretty sure.
Actually, I did. I think it's Canada.
Yeah, Canadian.
Yeah, I think it's Canada. And the movie didn't do very well over here at all, but it did really well overseas. Like in one of the I can't remember the foreign countries. But and I also didn't realize there were so many sequels. There's like this movie, The Cube 2, I think, or there's like 2 or 3 sequels, and then
they're pretty good too. They're pretty good from what I remember. But
I'm guessing this is just a remake of the first movie, right?
Yeah.
So I don't need to watch all the sequels to watch this one. Has anybody watched the sequels?
I've seen the sequels. It's more of the same, but I've never seen that remake.
Okay.
Let's see what. There it is.
Oh, nice. Well, that's Nova. That's probably way out of print, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I've only seen the movie once, and like I said, I bought the one from Orbit, hoping that it was the same thing with a nice new slip. But I've heard nothing good about that.
The remake.
Yeah, nothing good whatsoever.
Oh, really? Okay.
But it's been years since I've seen Cube, so I do want to revisit that. So the next movie that I watched was A Night to Remember, which is a Titanic movie. This right here is from 1958. I gave it 3.5 stars and a heart because I enjoyed it for what it was. I've only seen 2 Titanic movies. I've seen Titanic and I've seen A Night to Remember. Titanic I really enjoyed. I've only watched it once. I saw it in the theater when it first came out. Haven't gone back to watch it again because once was enough. And from what I can remember from the Leonardo DiCaprio Titanic is a lot of fiction.
Yeah.
So what this stands out to me for is the fact that there's a lot of firsthand knowledge involved in the making of this film from survivors. And as you can imagine, it's very slow paced, but for 1958, it was amazing how they shot the film and all the people involved. They actually built the boat, the Titanic, as far as scale. So I enjoyed that part of it. But the acting was up to, the acting was what you would expect from 1958, a classic movie.
Does it go into the way that changed history as far as the world economic scene? That the very important people were on that ship.
Yeah.
When they died, it changed the entire world. I mean, it
touched on it just a bit about the different class of people that were on the ship.
Yeah.
And how each class was treated differently when the boat, when it was going down, just like it did in the newer Titanic.
Yeah. But I was talking more like conspiratorial, there's a lot of weird things around that incident.
Yeah.
But
it was interesting. I like the more factual part of it because to me, you don't really get to hear much about that unless you're really into the Titanic and that's all you study. So as a viewer, just to casually be able to watch that and learn more about it, I enjoy that aspect of it.
I love the cover. That was great. That's a great
highly recommend it. It's got some great special features on it. Of course, it's from Criterion Collection. You would expect that. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend that.
Cool. All right, the fourth one I watched, Orphan First Kill. Who is this? It's a signature release.
No slip.
No slip. I don't think it ever came with one.
It didn't, no.
This is a prequel for Orphan. It came out in the mid-2000s, 2006, something like that. I I can tell you one thing: this making of featurette is adorable. It's 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
Just enough, right?
Why even put it on there?
Is that the only special feature?
That's the only special feature.
Mm.
That's the whole thing.
Not very special.
Yeah, nothing special about it. Julie Stiles is great in this. You got the girl that came back at age 23 to play herself at like 9 or something. I can't remember the exact age. I like the camera work to make her look small. But 2022, 99 minutes after escaping from Estonia, an Estonian psychiatric facility. I think that's where Skulder's from. So it is a real place. Lena Klammer travels to America by impersonating Esther, the missing daughter of a wealthy family. But when her mask starts to slip, she is put against a mother who will protect her family from this murderous child at any cost. This movie does have an interesting turn to it. I enjoyed it. I was, very surprised. But I had obviously very low expectations. I liked the first one a lot. I didn't really think that this could be anything great. This was the free shipping title from Orbit. I don't know why I really, I still got to get the 3 free, even though it's a credit. And, but anyway, I had a lot of fun with it. It's exactly what it sounds like. If you haven't seen it, these fuckers aren't going to watch it. What happens is she, it goes along like you'd think. She gets found out. She basically tries to disguise herself and make herself look like a rich missing girl from America so she can get sent to America from Estonia. They collect her. She's been missing for a few years. They think she's kind of changed in her looks. But it turns out that it's kind of like the Ring type situation where the mother and son have basically murdered the daughter. The son had murdered the daughter, and the mother covered it up. So she knows she's full of shit from the beginning, but the father doesn't know. So it's a really interesting dynamic, and I really liked it, man. I liked the way it ended. And, they drew for some other things, but still, I think it was pretty inventive, and I love the way they shot it, and they used doubles and everything, and they shot her from different angles, and they built really gigantic sets, so it looked like a small person was, like the piano's huge, the toys are huge, and chairs are huge. I just liked what they did here, and the story's really good, surprisingly good, and surprisingly well shot. I think I gave it a 3 out of 5, so I could definitely recommend it. I don't know if there's a better release of this or not, but
no, there's not.
Orphan first, it did just come out, so maybe give it some time, see what kind of releases we get. But yeah, check it out. I know, Alan, you've seen it, and you guys have both seen it.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it.
Tony, you saw it, right?
I have not. I haven't seen either.
Okay,
Yeah.
So that sounds like a heavy spoiler, what I said. That's very early in the movie. It's
That's
not
okay.
like...
I had you muted the whole time.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah.
Tony will forget about this when he finally gets around to watching it anyway. He won't.
Do hope to watch it. Yeah, I look forward to watching it.
It'll be brand new by the time you actually get to it.
Yeah.
In 2 years, when you get caught up on that pile. All right. Let's get caught up here in the chat. What about you, Alan? What did you think of that twist with Orphan First Kill? The way that went.
I appreciated the twist because I was expecting it to be kind of wash, rinse, repeat from the first one, and so the fact they went a different direction with it kind of surprised me a little bit and kind of made me like the film a little bit more. So I dug it, and I think I liked it as much as the first one. I think.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to like it at all, really, to be honest with you. So.
Sean says, why would I like it if it was called something else? I think I would probably dislike it more. I remember liking the theater, and it hasn't aged well, because there's a lot of people out there that they'll say things like the Evil Dead remake from 2013. They just hate it that it's part of the franchise now. And there's a lot of people that say if it wasn't called Evil Dead, then they would like it a lot more. So
I actually already like it more.
Yeah, that's why. Well, that's why he's asking you that. That's why Alan asked you that.
I mean, the only reason I was asking that is it because it's a remake and you think you like the original better, or is it because you just didn't like the movie? That's what I was trying to find out.
He's also a Philly guy.
So,
Philly people are fanatical about. It takes place in Philly, and then they flee Philly and go to Pennsylvania.
And he's walking away thinking that I hate this fucking movie. I bought this fucking box set fucking day one.
He bought the giant.
I fought to get that box set. I like the movie. I've watched it a million times. It's just not my top 5. It's not one of my favorites. You know, I mean, I don't shit on the movie. It's just, like I said, it's aged. There's better movies out there that I like more. I go back and watch more. But I appreciate
the idea is to get,
you know?
my whole thing about it is that if you love that movie and you're like holding it to your chest and not watching some of this other stuff, you're really missing out. 28 days later, even 28 weeks later, and they're getting ready to do a 28 years later. That's getting ready to come out. I like both of those a lot better than I like Dawn. And those are foreign fucking movies.
Yeah. Different style of zombies. Different style of zombies, too.
Yeah. You know how I feel about foreign movies. They're always inferior.
I mean, I love Armageddon, but I watch these other disaster films. They ain't near as good. But I still like them, you know. So, that's all disaster films.
Yeah, nothing wrong with top Armageddon.
So I can appreciate where he's coming from. You like something, you know.
He's a Philly guy too. Let's not forget that. Imagine they made it in Tallahassee, how much you would like it.
Right. I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that.
Pennsylvania, they don't get a lot. They don't get a lot to hold on to. Over there. Chrissy, I would have loved to see that in theater, Sean. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised there's not more old, theater runs of that. Johnny saying, hate everybody. Hollow Notes saying hi to Hollow Notes. Yeah. Sean, yeah, that was fun, Chris. The movie just didn't do much for me today. Vinicio talking about the likes. Oh, I didn't miss anything. Anthony says, say what you want about the original Dawn or the remake. The zombies in the remake look a million times better. Those purple and blue painted zombies from the original Dawn. Yeah, believe that shit. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think it is dated, but I don't know. I just think there's so much blind, such a blind spot with that movie. They're like, it's like all they can see is Dawn. There's just so much more out there. Hell, the Romero's made so many other zombie movies. I think he's made 3 others. Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. We're just saying what's up. Bill Costa, hey Brad, I should invite Level Media onto these streams. He has 20K subscribers. I'm sure he would be humble enough to join. His insight on movies is always great to hear about. All right, man. Whoever that is. Thanks for watching. Everybody's saying what's up. Sean, but Anthony, you got to understand the time difference. Of course, zombies look better in the remake. Yeah, I understand that. And I agree with what you're saying. They got more money in the technology. Again, it's like I go back to that Model T reference. The Model T may have been the first car, but I don't drive one. I'd rather have one that has all the bells and whistles.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney Eubanks, the first 5 I will watch are 1 Hour Photo, The Man Who Wasn't There, Place Beyond the Pines, The Falcon, and The Snowman. I'm not familiar with that one. And The Son of No One.
Yeah.
These sound like Westerns. Tony, you know anything about
these? 2 of those I haven't heard of. The Man Who Wasn't There and The Son of No One. So I'll have to look those up.
I've heard of The Falcon and the Snowman. Does that have Sean Penn in it? Or I'm thinking of something else. I remember that movie came out back in the day. I've never seen it, but it was a big deal.
It's from our day, so I can't remember exactly who's in it.
I might be thinking of something else. I know there's two big stars in it.
Cocksucker. Walmart packages delayed. 1 Hour Photo is great. I plan on rewatching that this fall. I really enjoyed that movie. Place Beneath the Pines is better than I thought it was going to be. Big cast on that.
Yeah, a nice split with 2 separate stories.
Literally, two different movies all blended together. Hall Notes. I need to rewatch Dawn. It's been a while. Yeah, man. 20 years. It was time for me to rewatch it. I think I was really. I should have watched the theatrical cut, but first before I watched that Argento cut, because I had, it really kind of threw me. It's basically, I don't know. I just don't know what he was thinking. Anthony, yeah, that might have been Anthony. I'm wondering who that Bill Costa was now, because it could be any of these guys with a second account. But yeah, I do have a giveaway going on right now, so everybody should be excited for that. At 300, we're going to announce the third title, or the one of the three titles. The first title was already announced. Then we're going to get into the third title, and I said it on another stream. If Ken wins, I won't let him have it. So anybody that gets free studio titles, big boutique titles like that, shouldn't be entered in anything like this. Sean Blue Digital, surprised that you guys like classic horror but can't get down with Dawn. I'm hilarious to see that, but it's interesting to hear opinions. Oh, well, we all liked it. It's just, like I said, I don't think it's a 10 out of 10. I think it's a 5 out of 10. I think it's just not like Night. I think is a lot more inventive and has a lot more going on.
See what you did, Brad? You just stirred up the discussion.
Yeah.
Everybody can be focused
Sean,
on
it's like one of his all-time favorite movies, and it can do no wrong. I understand. Sasha saying, yeah, the good Titanic film. Well, it's very tense.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a fan. Yeah, I think everybody pretty much saw Titanic in theater back then. Sasha, no shock in Night to Remember. Just feels real. Okay. Yeah, you might like it. Yeah. I think I gave it 3 out of 5. I mean, okay, kind of middle of the road, but I liked it more than I thought I was going to like it for sure. Chrissy, yeah, he's saying he likes Night to Remember, how effective it is. Chris C likes Killer Kid movies. Yeah, this is definitely that. It's like multiple killers. Texas asking Chris C if he's seen Bloody Birthday. I think I've seen that. That's a Severin title and an Arrow title, and everybody's basically had it. Hall Notes, Orphan first kill was okay. I wanted more of her in the sanitarium. She's not in there very long, but they kind of hype it up like she's this big monster, and then of course it's just a little girl. But I thought that opening in the sanitarium kind of reminded me of Malignant, at the opening of Malignant kind of thing. Another modern movie I thought was really underrated. Cool. I know he's referring to Night to Remember, not whatever Chris was talking about. He's talking about A Night to Remember, the multiverse, the Evil Dead multiverse.
Evil Dead Rise. I enjoyed it. Did y'all enjoy Evil Dead?
Yeah, I like Evil Dead Rise. I think I gave it a 2.5, something like that. I like that remake better than 2013. Sean saying, I just felt like Dawn of the Dead was too damn funny when the original was nothing like that at all. I think that's a generational thing. I think Boomers, the Dawn original was hilarious. It's got like Boomer humor. Like the zany guy running around, getting himself into hijinks and stuff. That's the kind of shit that they thought was funny back then. The biker gang and all their shenanigans. That's their humor.
The Benny Hill thing.
Yeah, all that Benny Hill kind of crap. Sasha, speaking of disaster films, I got the German region free Blu-ray of Daylight. Alan's ears just perked up. That has the best transfer available. Looks fantastic, unlike the versions that has Atmos audio as well.
I'll have to check that out.
Eddie, have you guys seen Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell? If so, what are your thoughts?
Yeah,
I'm a fan of it. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Some really good disgusting scenes in it.
It's
story's
nasty.
Great.
That movie is so gross. I think it's an
Yeah.
all-time great PG-13 horror film.
Yep,
I
it's
mean,
very effective for what they did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's the title is not the title delivers, literally. But yeah, I plan on watching that this fall. Sean says being from Philly doesn't have anything to do with it, and the Philly thing is only about a minute or two long. I can't base my liking on just that. I don't care where it takes place. Well, it's a Pennsylvania movie either way, with Philly guys. Sasha, the Man Who Wasn't There, is a Coen Brothers film.
Yeah, I made a note of it. I'll check that out.
Chrissy, love 1 hour photo. Yeah, it's a good one. Texas confirming that is the Sean Penn movie.
Yeah. I think somebody else said it in a minute. Timothy Hutton was the other guy.
Yes, that's it.
His name.
Falcon Snowman released in 1985. Sean Penn, Timothy Hutton, CIA spy movie. Yeah. Holiday, it's almost time. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV for the horror-thon, followed by the big giveaway. Don't miss out. Yeah, you've only got like 250 subscribers away from the huge giveaway. They're great titles. And, well, I've talked about this before. I don't want people just rushing in, clicking the subscribe button and all that stuff. Plus, I hope it never comes, so I never have to give any of the stuff away.
Yeah. Well, who knows? After the intro, your channel may be down tomorrow.
That's any day. That could happen any day. So they will not carry over to any other channels. I can promise you that. I will keep the $150 worth of titles or whatever it ends up being. Life's not fair, kids. Unsubscribe now. Texas, I saw that in the theater, Sean. I need to see it again myself. Yeah, I haven't seen that, man. Sean Blue Digital, he says 78 gets an 8 out of 10. That's a solid score. Yeah. Sasha James Gandolfini, The Man Who Wasn't There. Oh, man, that's pretty interesting. Rod Ringer's talking about Evil Dead Rise. I think it's a solid one, man. It's fun. Sean liked it. But I do want to see it again. Yeah, I think Black Friday you're going to be able to get a good price on that at 4K.
All right. My next one here was okay. It was I was hoping for a little bit more out of it, but it's about what I thought it was going to be. It's an obviously midnight release. C for me. I remember seeing this trailer and I was pretty intrigued seeing the trailer, and I got this in maybe a month ago and finally got around to watching it. Like I said, it was okay. It was kind of forgettable. I know that's probably a bad way to describe a movie, but it's not one that I see myself, recommending or going back to very often. The basis of the movie is you have this 18-year-old girl played by Skylar Davenport playing a blind girl. She's blind in real life, by the way. She is an Olympic skier that gets in a bad accident skiing, and she goes blind. She has some kind of accident, whatever, goes blind. And so she's only been blind, I think, for like 4 years when this movie takes place. And, she has kind of a helicopter mom, always worried about her, stuff like that, but she's always trying to be independent. She's going off of these odd jobs like, house sitting, pet sitting, that kind of stuff, whatever. And her mom notices that she keeps getting these big deposits in her bank account. And she's saying, these people are just feel sorry for me. They're giving me bonuses, that kind of stuff. Well, come to find out, when she gets to her next job, this lady's getting ready to leave. She's in this huge-ass mansion in the middle of nowhere on a snowy hill. And like 5 minutes after this lady leaves, she's down in the wine cellar. She has a buddy of hers on the phone, using her camera or whatever. He's kind of walking around the house getting the lay of the land. And they go down to the wine cellar and they find a $4,500 bottle of wine. And she was going to steal it. That's how she gets her money. She goes and steals, thinking the blind girl. Nobody's going to expect me or get mad at me about this. So that's kind of her deal. That's kind of what she's going into. You think, okay, this poor girl, and also she's kind of, not a great person. Well, a few minutes later on that night, whatever, one other little piece I guess you need to know is her mom, like I said, being the helicopter mom, has sent her an email about this new app. It's a new app called See For Me. It's a video service where basically you can call this company up. They will get on your phone, use the camera on your phone, And like, for example, if you get locked out of your house or you get lost or you need help doing something, they can look through your phone and say, okay, go down the stairs. There's 5 stairs, take a lift or whatever. That's kind of what the service is. Well, right after she's there, she goes outside to smoke a cigarette. She locks herself out of the house. So she has to call this company up. That's how she gets introduced to the company, because as soon as her mom sent her the email, she deleted the email. She kind of have a bad relationship with her mom. She's like, fuck you, I don't want to do that. Well, then she needed it, so she decided to add the app to her phone. So you kind of get introduced to the service that way. Later on that night, whatever, people go breaking in the house. Come to find out, the wife's ex-husband, there's big money involved. The wife's ex-husband, whatever, was breaking into the house with some goons, whatever, because basically she was hiding a lot of the money out of the bank, whatever, like millions, trying to keep it off the books, whatever, so he couldn't, so she wouldn't lose it, kind of deal. Trying to hide money for the divorce. So they basically break in the house, and she has to get on the service, whatever, and this lady is walking her through trying to get away from these bad guys as they're breaking in the house. A lot of bullshit ensues. And a lot of the tension between that with the lady on the phone and her sneaking around the house, whatever, take a left, hides, duck down here. A lot of that was pretty intense and pretty enjoyable, but there wasn't a whole lot of meat on the bone. It wasn't that, the story wasn't that great. It's pretty forgettable. I mean, as Brad would call it, this is teenage chick whore, is what this is basically. There was one big name in it, Kim Coates, Sons of Anarchy. You probably know him from that. He shows up at the end. He's like the main henchman guy. He shows up for about 20 minutes at the end. Like I said, not a lot more to say about it. It's okay. It is what it is. Like I said, I enjoyed it, but it's not something I'm gonna rush back to see again. I really recommend to anybody. So it was all right. But like I said, the girl being blind in real life really helped for the movie. I think she really played the blind girl really well.
Yeah,
so,
imagine that.
Yeah. But out of the ones I watched this week, that was my least favorite, I think. I'd say this week, the last 5 I watched, it was my least favorite out of 5.
What did you rate it? 2.5?
I think it was 2.5.
Yeah.
But
you hated
maybe
it.
a 2. Maybe
you
a
hated
2.
it then, right?
There was good parts to it. It was all right.
2.5 means you hated it.
The biggest thing, no, 2.5 don't mean I hate it. I know
what are you talking about? That's a 5 all day.
I probably should have gave it a 2. Like I said, the letterbox thing kicks my ass. I never know, because like I go in there and I second guess myself. Just if you see a heart, I liked it. If you don't see a heart, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So you see a 5, you go out and buy it.
Are you trying to get all the IFC midnight titles?
I am, yeah, I am.
And you're going to hold on to all of those?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hang on to these. There's probably, because I have most of the IFCs from Screen Factory.
Mm-hmm.
I have a big chunk of them, but there's still a bunch that I don't have, and there's probably 70 more I don't have.
Somebody clip this. You heard it here. He just said it. I am getting them all.
Well, that's my plan. Like the good thing about these are cheap. You can get these for.
I checked my collection. I've got that in the collection. I just don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
Did Screen Factory put it out?
Maybe I should have pulled it last night.
Did Screen Factory pull it out? I mean, put it out?
No, that's what the Screen Factory was.
Yeah, so it must just be my regular.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it didn't come.
It's in the bulk.
It never came with a slip.
Yeah, so it means it's in that shameful tote.
Yeah. And there's quite a few of those that didn't come with a slip.
Yeah.
So
the next movie that I watched was a very famous story, but this famous story was from 1996 and stars Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's unfortunately Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, okay.
I never had watched this up until this past week, and I finally watched it because I was told to watch it, and I thought I was going to like it because, I thought, hey, I've always heard good things about it.
Yeah.
But what I didn't like about it was fully
Old English.
English, and I've never been a big fan of that. But to me, it might have been a lot better if it was just normal speak and not the Old English, because I think overall it's pretty good. It's, of course, a classic story. Lots of different action going on. The style of it was pretty good, but I just kept on getting out of it because of the language.
Yeah, the soundtrack, we got the Prince soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack was great because it was normal.
Yeah, it's a very celebrated movie. That's about as cool as you could make Romeo and Juliet look. It was very popular, I think, when I was in middle school.
Yeah, and I guess I can see the aspect of maybe some high schoolers liking this.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
They're told that they need to read or watch Romeo and Juliet in high school, And so this right here would be a good way for them to do that without having to read, I guess, because it's pretty much word for word.
Yeah. It's the exact word. It's the exact dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah,
when I had to do a book report in school, I always made sure there was a movie on it. Always.
Yeah. My first book report was the Amityville Horror back in the 4th grade.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I actually read the book because I loved it so much.
Right.
But the movie's always a bigger pull toward watching something. And the teachers always know if you're writing a book report about a movie and not a book.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I could not recommend this to anyone. I didn't really care for it. I gave it 2 stars and no heart.
It was a real happy ending, though.
Actually, I gave it 1.5 stars.
You know,
The ending, I actually enjoyed the ending because I thought, to me, visually, that was a good way to do the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stylized, it looks really good.
It's a very, very stylized. I think it's early 2000s. I don't remember. Late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, that movie right there was from 1996.
98? No, 96. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No one will say B got 2.5. C for me got 2. I gave C for me 2 stars. So I was being generous.
Yeah.
It's probably a 1-star movie.
Scumbag. You guys even like movies? Is that he'd be shitting on Dawn of the Dead, dude. This is, I think, the third one here. It was 2022's Crimes of the Future. David Cronenberg. I watched this a few times. This is probably the 3rd time I've checked out the new scan. Like the scan, looks good. But I can tell you this, for a second sight release, this is heavy with special features. They got interviews with everybody. There's a ton of David Cronenberg stuff in here. There's about 2 mini documentaries about David Cronenberg, his work, and essays and stuff about him. I really could recommend this release to anybody if you like this movie. It's a great release. Which Second Sight is not known for their special features. They're known for the scan. This has both. I thought this was a great release, and no reverse art, but that's cool. That's fine. I'm curious what the plot synopsis says here. It says, "Enter the heart of darkness." Okay. This is not much of a horror. It's more sci-fi, and I enjoyed it more this time because of the messaging in it. Because David Cronenberg, he's really saying a lot about. I think it's a critique on, our modern food more than even the environment or anything else. But watch the movie for yourself. There's a lot going in here. There's a lot going on in here. A lot of subtext, but. Says, as the human species adapts to a synthetic environment, the body undergoes new transformations and mutations with partner, I hate that fucking word, Caprice, celebrity performance artist Saul Tenser, played by Viggo Mortensen, is publicly showcases the metamorphosis of his organs in an avant-garde performances. He basically has surgery in front of people. Okay. You're still with me? Timlin, an investigator, which there's this investigator is like just some random tall black guy model. It makes no sense, barely speaks English. Really weird casting. He dresses in Target clothes. Okay. For the National Organ Registry, obsessively tracks their movements, which is a mysterious group. There's also like a They Live like group in this. There's espionage. There's all kinds of stuff. Their mission is to use Saul Tenser's notoriety to shed light on the next phase of human evolution. So in a dystopic future, people can't feel pain anymore. They have terrible lack of sensations. Surgery is now sex. Sex is now surgery. It's bizarre. It's Cronenberg. It's sci-fi, horror, whatever it is. But I really enjoyed it. Let's keep that really enjoyed it in mind. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. I can recommend this to Cronenberg fans. But it's not horror. It's more sci-fi than it is horror.
Yeah.
That way. So if you're into sci-fi, this is a good one to pick up. If you're a diehard Cronenberg freak, you're going to pick it up anyway, and you won't be disappointed. I love the linearness of the story, as opposed to his normal, abstract endings. This is a very linear story. I had enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, a good fall watch. It's real gloomy, and obviously in that season it's shot in Greece. in the dystopic future. But if you know, you know. I mean, this is the kind of thing you're either going to buy it or you're not. You probably already made up your mind. So there are 3 releases of this. There was a US Blu-ray, then later a US 4K, and now this 4K from Second Sight. This is definitely the way to go. Absolutely loaded with features. And I was really, really happy with this release.
Yeah. So I've seen that once, and I was not a fan.
Oh, you were a big fan because I can see right here. I can see right here on your Letterboxd. Half a star.
Half a star. Yeah, but no heart.
Because I don't know if it was a heart or not.
I could not get into the movie for some reason, and I think it's because I didn't know what was going on.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't figure it out. So maybe another watching will help with
multiple watchings. But I mean, I don't know if you're a big sci-fi fan, I could see that. But it is hard to. It's not something you're going to get in one watch. I don't think anybody gets it in one watch. But you watch it more and more, and everybody talks like this. Very, it's very. You're sitting there like, "What's this now?" And then the detective that's trying to piece the story together barely speaks English, if at all, and it's just very odd. Some of the casting is very strange. Kristen Stewart talks like this, very, you can't even understand what she's saying. She's sticking her hands in Viggo Mortensen's mouth. I mean, it's a bizarre movie. Don't get me wrong, but it's not Lynchian, as in it doesn't make sense. If you pay attention, it does make sense. It's not this big like make it up as you go type Lynch type thing. All right, let's catch up with the chat. All right. Texas saying C for me was pretty decent. Cool. Sasha says, camera on your phone. That sounds wild. Is it sci-fi? I don't have a camera on my phone. Wow.
One thing I can say about C for me is it was different. And, people always say that most movies, they have no original ideas. This was an original idea, I thought. And I thought they did a pretty good job as far as that. Making something different, I can always appreciate.
Yeah.
But I just wish the story would have been a little better.
Sasha, I'm not joking. I have the landline. That seems like Sasha. That makes perfect sense. I don't know, 2023 on the landline. And Sasha's not 100 years old like you might be thinking right now. He's about my age. Sydney, Dark Waters, 2019, Mark Ruffalo, Anne Hathaway, Tim Robbins, and Bill Pullman. Recommended thriller, Dark Waters. Man, I could have swore I've seen
familiar.
That's the one where they're investigating something going on in the Catholic Church.
It doesn't sound familiar at all, but it might be. I'll check that out. Sasha being Shakespeare, it should have kept the original language. So I think it. That didn't bother me so much. I just think that's a chick movie. I think that's really what Tony's problem was with it. It's a weird, like, I don't know what. It's interesting to bring style to Shakespeare. I like what that aspect of it. It's like the gun, like the guns being swords and how they decorate. They make their guns ornate and stuff. But they tried their best to make Shakespeare cool.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be listening to Shakespeare, I'd rather it look Shakespearean.
Yeah. Hall Notes. I want a breakfast or chair still. Yeah. It's like I said, it's a whole world they build for this movie, and it's tough to get into. I can totally see people having issues with it, or I could just see them calling it boring, because it definitely could be. Sydney thought it was decent, so that means that's below 500 for Sydney. Chrissy, I like Crimes of the Future, trippy, typical Cronenberg. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was kind of a little bit better than most of his stuff, but still, nothing touches The Fly for me with Cronenberg.
Yeah, that's my favorite Cronenberg by a mile.
Tony's a big Cronenberg fan. He loves all his stuff.
There's a few, but mostly no.
Yeah.
Crash. What was that mess?
Did you ever see Naked Lunch?
I have not. I've got like
I still haven't
800
watched that.
copies of it, but I've never seen it.
Oh man.
My Criterion's still sealed over there, so I got around to it yet.
Let's go ahead and wrap that. Seal it again. It is one of the weirdest movies ever made. I don't understand it at all, but one day maybe be on the WTF. It's bizarre. All right, we're moving right along here.
All right, so I'm pretty excited about this next one. I got a new movie to put in my Halloween rotation every year, and this one will be in there for the foreseeable future. And that is Satan's Little Helper.
Oh, cool, man! I'm glad you liked it.
Oh man, I laughed a lot at this movie. It was a lot of funny parts in this movie. It was a blast. Tony, you seen this?
I haven't yet, but I've got it.
Yeah, this is definitely a Halloween staple for me now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's a simple plot. It's definitely a different kind of plot. Whatever. This kid basically worships Satan from a video game his dad got him.
Yeah,
and his plan is just he's going to be Satan's right hand man. Kind of like in the video game. And he basically runs into this guy, whatever, and this guy's a serial killer. He thinks it's Satan. And so this guy basically takes him under his wing and does all kind of crazy shit. I mean, I can't really explain this plot because it's all over the fucking place.
I think that was the plot. I think you got it.
That's the plot. The rest of it's funny stuff. And what I pretty much did is I'm sitting there trying to take notes over this movie. I just kind of wrote down some of the stuff I thought was really, really funny about this movie. Because the plot's pretty thick. I don't want to spoil it. It's not. It's just a fun movie. But if you're a fan of cats, let's just say if you're a fan of cats, which I'm not, there's a scene in this movie that I really laughed a lot at. Brad, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I put on my notes here. Dude fucks that cat up. He basically gets the cat, squishes his head against the thing, and then writes "boo."
Yeah.
And if you notice at the top of the B, you see cat ears.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting it. And it was really funny. And when they're coming out of the grocery store and the kid's in the cart and Satan's pushing the cart, and hey, look, a pregnant lady, and he's just going around getting 20 points, 50 points, running over all these people, a blind guy, a baby carriage, just crazy, off the wall stuff. Really cheesy dialogue. Amanda Plummer's in this, and I really think that Amanda Plummer is a weirdo in real life. She's got to be. Yeah. Any movie I've ever seen her in, she looks like she's been on drugs for about 5 days before she started filming. She's a weird chick. Anybody don't know who that is? It's Honey Bunny open scene in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's a weird one. The mask they use for this guy, whatever, by the way, is very, very effective. But, well, I guess I'm trying to. There's a picture on here of it. There's a better picture of it right there. So very creepy, very effective, but it ain't got shit on that Jesus mask.
Yeah.
Let's just say there's a Jesus in this movie. It is the creepiest. I'll put that Jesus up. Anything else in the horror movie I've seen. That's a creepy ass Jesus. I'm just going to say at the very end. I wasn't expecting that.
At some point. At a point in the movie, he changes costumes.
Yeah. I didn't want to spoil the ending about how Jesus pops in, whatever, but the Jesus thing was weird. That thing was like, it was pretty creepy. That could be a franchise.
Yeah.
That Jesus could be a franchise. It was a fun one, man. Like I said, this is something I'm going to watch every year at Halloween. It's a hard movie to talk about because it's kind of all over the place. It's more of a visual type thing. It's the basic plot, like I said. The kid worships the devil, and then things kind of change as the movie goes on. He finds out, that it's not all make believe like he thought it was in the video game. He finds out that the guy's really killing people.
Yeah.
But man, this is a great release, man. It really is. Side loading box, and this is from. It says TF on the side. I can't remember what that stands for. We looked it up the other day, Brad, but I don't remember what it was. They only got like 4 titles.
Yeah.
Under this
How
label.
much was that release from?
$20 maybe.
It was 20. Maybe. Yeah. Cheaper than the Synapse release.
They got this one with, like, I think 3 other releases. All they've ever put out.
Now that is it. Does it play Region A?
Yeah, it did for me.
Okay, well, that's good.
It did for me. It says Region B on the back, but it played in my Region A player.
Yeah,
I've been seeing a lot of that lately.
Yeah, it says Region B, but I popped it in and had no problems.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
I've got that. I'll need to check that one out.
I got a handful of movies I watch every Halloween, whatever. And like so, this is one here that I had a damn good time with that. So that was fun.
He makes like the Halloween displays.
And I can't say my favorite line. Let's just say I rewound it about 3 times. Brad, you know what I'm talking about. Let's just say when he runs across that guy on the sidewalk and the guy comes up to him and they do like a headbutt and he goes, "What's up, my dude?" But don't say my dude.
Yeah, he doesn't say that.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
And it was it was
so it's more of a comedy type horror.
There's a lot of comedy in it.
It would be
intentional comedy, nothing that's just like
I would call it entry level horror, 18.
Oh yeah, definitely entry level horror.
It's
a horror movie, but
it's good spirited. It's not
it's very lighthearted.
It's not scary.
No.
Yeah, it's got some gore scenes in it. And like I said, there's one scene when it shows somebody's guts get pulled out.
It looks like candy.
Else. And that's actually what I put on here. I says what I put, I said the guy, I'm probably gonna say who the guy's guts looks like anything other than guts.
Yeah, it looks
the special effects are terrible.
It's supposed to be like maybe entry level horror, like a fun type thing.
Yeah.
I would say it's even lower than chick horror. It's more like kid horror, like killer clowns type thing.
Yeah, something in that vein. Like I said, nothing heavy at all. So anybody that's not really a big fan of horror, I think, can watch this just as a fun movie. I think
there's a great Synapse release of it with the slip.
Yeah,
but I remember I recommended that to Alan. I said, wait a minute, this is more your speed. The box and the booklet and all that,
And this is a nice release, man. I mean, it's got nice reversible artwork on the inside. I kind of I really like this artwork, so I left it on that, whatever. But I'm a fan of that too.
Yeah, the
orange
color.
Yeah,
is there a booklet with that too?
Yeah, I mean it's nothing fancy, but it's a lot of information in there.
So you can't go wrong with that release or the Synapse release. I think the Synapse release is $30 with the slip on direct from Synapse. That includes shipping and tax. So, or you can get that release from Orbit.
Yeah, I ended up just getting both of them.
Imagine that.
Yeah, right. This next film that I'm going to talk about, I watched yesterday, and it wasn't great. It's about an hour and 30 minutes. And I really started getting into it about an hour and 15 minutes into it. So 15 minutes of it was decent, the last 15 minutes. And it got 1 star, no heart, because I did not love it. And it's Itsy Bitsy.
Okay.
I don't know what I was expecting from this other than I really, it's hit and miss with some of these Scream Factory titles. But this is, of course, about a spider, which you really don't get to see much of until the end of the film. And the acting is atrocious. These people cannot act. I had no sympathy for anybody. It's about a woman who goes to take care of this man that is kind of homebound and needs to have like a live-in nurse. So her and her 2 children move in to the property next door, and there's just a spider that lives in the house that you hardly ever see and that hardly ever does any kind of killing except sporadically. And so there's just nothing fun about it, nothing scary about it, except for the acting. It was pretty bad. Would not recommend that one to anybody, even though it does have a pretty cool looking slipcover. But you do not see anything fun until the last 20 minutes of the film.
Alan loved that one.
Did you love it, Alan?
I haven't seen it. And I'm trying to see if I got that slip. I know I got the movie.
I'm sure you have the slip.
It's spider related. I'm surprised.
It actually has alternate artwork. It looks.
Well, that actually is really good artwork.
Yeah. And the tagline is "Don't look under the bed." Well, why not? You only see the spider once. No, you actually see it more than once, but it wasn't scary.
The 4th one on the list, House by the Cemetery, 1981, Lucio Fulci. No reverse art. I haven't checked the features out on this one. Seems like there's pretty good features, but 2-discer. There's a new 4K of this from Arrow. I just stuck with this one. After a doctor kills his mistress and himself while researching a mysterious previous owner of a Boston home, his colleague, Dr. Norman Boyle takes over the research and moves his family to New York, from New York to Boston, the Boston mansion. Soon after, Boyle's young son, Bob, everybody knows Bob from this, becomes plagued with visions of a young girl who warns him of the danger within the house. Basically, this is one of those cohabitation horror movies of this Dr. Freudstein who's been feeding off of bodies to regenerate somehow in the basement. It's Fulci, okay, guys? I mean, it's Fulci. You know, anybody that knows anything about Fulci knows that his movies, the plot, they're kind of thin. Does it always make sense? Not always. You're in it for the gore, the atmosphere, and this is a great fall movie. My favorite gag in it is still the gigantic fake bat filled with red paint thing, that attaches to the guy's hands, and they take forever trying to get it off. It's a classic for a reason. I'm a big Fulci guy, and this is a great example of Fulci. You can just tell by that cover, very, very fall-like. I'm, watching a bunch of fall stuff right now. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen this. This is kind of been a staple for years, but yeah, there's really nothing to say other than, it is what you think it is. It's a Fulci movie, and if you're into Fulci, you'll get more Fulci stuff. Eyes, the whole thing, all the gore, the Godfather of gore. They call him that for a reason. This is no exception. But yeah, House by the Cemetery.
I'm guessing you took off the slip to show the other artwork.
I don't have the slip, Alan.
Okay, just checking.
Before you start twitching, I don't have the slip. See, when you wait for sales, that's going to be
save a lot of money.
You save a lot of money, but you not always guaranteed the slip. All right. Chris C, Naked Lunch is a long one. Oh yeah, it's crazy. Talking typewriters, lizard people. Need to rewatch it one day. If I'm ever in the hospital or on an airplane or something. Holland saying Tony and Alan can watch Naked Lunch and talk about it. Yeah.
There's a new series, Tony. Get the most outrageous movies, and me and you'll do we'll duel up and do a review of it. You
can do your in-depth review, and I can give my
2 seconds. I gave it a half a star. I gave it a half star, no heart. Be like the Muppet, the guys in the amphitheater in the Muppet. They just hate everything.
Those are my two favorite guys too.
A live reaction channel.
Yeah, there you go. Chris says, "Yeah, I dozed off a little watching Naked Lunch. It's a long film, just still good though, but not as best. My number one would be Videodrome, and 2 is The Fly, 3 The Brood.
Oh, The Brood was good.
They're strong.
Yeah, I like The Brood. The Fly's my number one though.
Yeah, Trini. Now I want to see that just because of the cat scene. Yeah, man,
it was surprising just because of the culture we live in now. I'm not used to seeing shit like that often. Yeah, they kind of went all out on this one. So.
Yeah, I'm sure the cat lived. I mean, it's not none of it's real, but it's he sets up these like Halloween tableaus and these like it's like a scene straight out of Spirit Halloween, and it's just a lot of fun, man. I really liked it. Sasha, read those cat comments. Thanks in advance to the future nightmares. Yeah, absolutely. Sasha saying Amanda Plummer is Christopher Plummer's daughter. She was in Terry Gilliam's The Fisher King, and he was Gilliam's 12 Monkeys. Okay. It's Amanda Plummer's Honey Bunny. I thought it was the other broad. I don't know. They're both good in it. The cast members are both good in it. Sidney Eubanks, Capote, 2005. Philip Seymour Hoffman. R.I.P. Clifton Collins Jr. Drama crime biography recommended. Oh, I like Capote. That's a good one. You ever see Capote, Alan?
No, I haven't seen Capote.
Philip Seymour Hoffman plays Truman Capote, a writer. He wrote a book called In Cold Blood, and it's the story of him writing that book. And I know it doesn't sound very good, but it is good.
I've heard of it. I'll check it out. I like Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah. Well, Philip Seymour Hoffman plays like a really effeminate gay guy who's got a real squeaky voice. It's an interesting. And Capote's a famous, writer, very famous writer, and it goes through this weird Kansas slaughter, It's almost like Amityville Horror, that type of slaughter, like a senseless, like the whole family gets slaughtered. Sasha talking to Trini, I can never find animal cruelty funny, real or fake. Yeah, Sasha's a very sensitive type guy. But
I got a dog. I don't go around beating animals. I don't like animal cruelty either. But this was so tongue in cheek.
I love it. I love animal cruelty in movies. I look for that. No one looks for that. If it happens, it happens.
No, it ain't like, oh, I hope it's in this.
No, people cruelty. I love some. Really
people cruelty is okay.
Yeah.
But see, that's the difference between Sasha and these other retards. Sasha doesn't like people getting hurt or animals or anything, any violence of any kind. He's a pacifist. Chris Sandam of Itsy Bitsy. I haven't watched it yet.
I do have the slip, though. I found the slip.
Chris may love it.
Now Alan will be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah. You put your eyeballs on it?
Yeah, I do. Okay. My screen factory stuff's a mess right now because I'm selling a lot of stuff. Yeah. And all the stuff is on the shelves not in alphabetical order. So I'm looking over there. I can't just go for it. I got to I can't see very good. So.
Me either.
Sean says he was hoping more from Itsy Bitsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trini, it's only a movie. Be a man, Sasha. That's cool, man. Sometimes it's not only a movie. Sometimes it's real animal cruelty. A lot more times, from what I understand, it is real than you think. They just say, "Oh, no, but nothing was hurt in the middle of this." I don't know. It looked pretty damn real.
It's funny to me, people watching it getting offended eating a hamburger.
Yeah. yeah. I wouldn't put it past Sasha. He's probably one of those guys, too. Doesn't eat meat either. He's a real sensitive guy. Everybody's saying, what's up to Trini? Chris is a big fan of House by the Cemetery. Yeah, I mean, every Fulci movie to some degree is WTF. I totally forgot the very end of this movie, they time travel, of course. Of course, there's at the very end, it's like straightforward, and then the very end, it's cool. We got to time travel and do another dimension or whatever. Sean says House by the Cemetery has the best theme music. Yeah, Fulci's scores are always just really haunting and melodic. Zombie, all of them. Sasha, Trini, that doesn't justify it or make it okay to me. Yeah, you're on your own with that one, Sasha. Put it in there. It adds something to it. If it adds something, do it. But is there ever been a movie where it's just the whole gratuitous animal cruelty the entire time? But that cat scene should be in there. Absolutely. Yeah, Texas Antidote, not Bob. There's a boy in this movie, and all these Italian movies are dubbed. So they put the most annoying voice ever on this boy, and it doesn't match his face at all, and it just really sticks out, and a lot of people are bothered by it, and I totally get it. Sean, Blue Digital, yeah, Fulci and his plot holes, absolutely, every movie. Typical Fulci. Chris C saying, yeah, the bat scene. I love that bat scene. I'm trying forever to get it off. Chris C talking about the annoying child Bob. I hate him. Yeah, everybody feels the same way. Sean, I think that artwork is misleading, but it's whatever, still delivers. Yeah, I mean, see, the guy, what's funny about this artwork is the killer has no hair. But, it's the atmosphere, I think, is what they're getting at. But it seems like all Fulci artwork is kind of misleading to begin with. Trini's a big fan of animal torture. Wild Wrangler, what about Bob? There you go. Sean, Bob got the terrible voiceover, and he actually doesn't deserve the hate since it wasn't his voice. Yeah, that's true. They did him dirty. Sean says, yeah, just saying, Chris, just because people love hating on him in reality, it's not the actor's fault. Yeah, whoever edited it. Sean, excuse me, sir. Where's the animal cruelty section? The same people, it's like Alan said, they'll be eating a hamburger, but it's like, I remember, if the dog dies in the movie, oh my God, they'll lose their mind. First of all, it's a fake dog. It didn't really die. But what about the 40 people that were butchered in the movie? Didn't have a problem with that. You remember, what is oh God, Cannibal Holocaust. In Cannibal Holocaust, people thought that the people were actually killed in the movie, but people were literally complaining about the animals too. The animals were what they were complaining about, not the people. But they thought it was real, all the way real, not just, but the animals are what they were worried about. People got to calm down with this stuff. It's just a dog. Relax. Go to San Francisco, walk the streets. There's bums everywhere. People are dying in the streets on drugs. But if a stray cat runs across the street, they send out the National Guard to get that cat. Bring that cat in. Can't let that cat walk the streets. They'll run over homeless people to get the damn thing. Sasha, I'm kind of excited because my favorite film trilogy, Nicholas Winding Refn's Pusher trilogy, is finally on Blu-ray from Umbrella, and just sent it today. I need to watch those. I've never seen those. I know Alan just got that set in.
Did you?
I got it ordered, but it didn't come in yet.
I think I passed on it because after looking at the images and the synopsis, I thought, well, that's probably not going to be my cup of tea.
I think it's French black and white crime movies.
Yeah.
I think that's.
No, I've only seen part one. It's not. It wasn't black and white. I don't think it was. I watched part one on streaming a while back. Whatever. It's got that Mads Mikkelsen in it. It's like one of his first movies.
Yeah.
So.
Sasha, I'm fine with people being hurt as long as they're the right people. I've been a vegetarian since 1990. The week Total Recall came out. I knew it. People think I'm mocking Sasha or I'm bullying him. I like Sasha. I know him. I know him a little bit, and it's just funny because I know him, and he gets it. It's all fun. As long as it's the right people. I love that. Trini, yeah, absolutely. Anthony's Hormore, they went through 10 Milos and 15 Otises. They couldn't afford animatronics, dogs, cats, also birds. I think it was over 100 animals were killed in the making of that.
That was probably one of the worst cases.
Yeah. They were throwing cats off a cliff. It just, to try to get a cat landing in water. And then the cat lives in the movie, but all the cats that they threw off didn't.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, man. Sasha's a big fan of the Pusher. Yeah, I mean, I want to check that out. I've been meaning to. All right, let's see the Alan's last one here.
All right, this next one is the best one I watched out of this 5. This is the one that I'm going to recommend if you're into stuff like this, and that is Exam.
Okay.
Man, this is a UK picture. I think this is a German release I have here, but man, this was a good time. If you're into like single room, really, really, really heavy dialogue type films, this is for you, because you have 8 people in a room the entire movie, talking, debating, arguing, bitching, fighting. That's what you're getting here. Imagine 12 Angry Men. That's what this is. But instead of being in a jury box, whatever, or in a jury room, they're all applying for a job, a really high level job that nobody really knows anything about. The movie starts off very simple. You have a guy and a security guard in this room. You have 8 desks, 8 sheets of paper, 8 pencils. These 8 people come in. You can tell they're all well-to-do. They're all very high up in whatever career they're in. Very, type A personalities. And the guy was kind of like Candyman. I don't know who the actor is, but the guy gets up there and gives a speech about what to expect. And it's very, very particular about what he says. And then after he leaves the room, it keeps flashing back to what he says in relation to what they're doing, and you just have to see the movie. But it's very heavy dialogue. It might sound boring, but it's very intriguing to me. And like I said, if you're into stuff like this, I feel like you're really going to enjoy this. If you're not, you're probably going to hate it, because that's literally, it's all shot in one room, the entire movie. But I said it was really well done. It kept my attention the entire time. All the actors did a great job. They played well off each other. A lot of good debates, a lot of good arguing. It was just a fun movie. Like I said, it's something that I was sad when it ended. If that makes sense. I had a great time with it. I wasn't expecting that much out of this. It was a total blind watch. This is one of my IFC Midnight films that I got, whatever. And man, This is a recommend. I think I gave it a 3.5 stars and a heart on Letterboxd. That may change on the second watch. It may go a little higher. But yeah, I can't recommend it enough, man. If you're into stuff like this, it's a basic plot. It says 8 candidates for a highly desirable corporate job are locked together in an exam room and given a final test with just one seemingly simple question. However, it doesn't take long for confusion to ensue and tensions to unravel. And that's all I got on the notes because, like I said, it's something that you have to actually watch. There's nothing I'm going to say here that's going to make you want to see this film. Just know that if you're into heavy dialogue type films, this is one that I think you're really going to enjoy.
Is it somebody holding a gun to their head on the cover?
No, that's the guy. That's the guy holding a gun to his head.
Okay.
Yeah, a guy that was in the room.
Said, the entire movie, you got these people. You got 8 desks, 8 sheets of paper, and they're told if you soil your paper in any way, any fashion whatsoever, the security guard immediately grabs your ass and takes you out of the room. That's the main rule. You can never soil your paper. And they have a pencil and a sheet of paper, but they can't touch the paper. They can't write on it. One girl starts writing, the reason why I want this job, they snatch her ass out. And the security guard just stands there the entire time, emotionless the entire time, has a gun.
How long is this runtime on this movie?
Oh, an hour and... Hell, Tony, I can't see. Hold on a minute.
Well, but things are wrapped up nicely at the end.
Oh, yeah, okay. Definitely. Fuck, this is in German. 1.37. I guess an hour and 37 minutes. It says 1.37.
Okay.
So about an hour and a half. Like I said, but it definitely doesn't drag. You're intrigued the entire time. The dialogue's like that, you know. So it was fun, man. Like I said, when I was done with it, I was pretty tired. It wore you out. A lot of good tension.
Is it like a Belko experiment type thing? I mean, obviously they're not blowing up, but I mean, it's like they're getting eliminated or whatever.
No. Well, yes, but not like that.
Yeah.
It's like I said, Brad, this is right up your alley.
Okay.
I think this is right up your alley.
Did you ever see a movie called The Circle? I believe it was called The Circle. It was on Netflix. Or they're all in a room together like this, and they have like buzzers. Anybody in the chat know what I'm talking about? And they eliminate each other. It seems kind of like that a little bit.
I think I've heard that. I don't think I've ever seen that. I think I know what you're talking about.
What made you decide to purchase that movie? With it being not having a U.S. release, how did you find out about it?
It was an IFC midnight.
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and just full disclosure. I got a spreadsheet of all the IFC midnight films, like I do.
So you just get them all.
And that was one of the ones that didn't get American release. It only got a German release, and so I got it for. I can't remember where I got this from. I think I got this off of eBay for less than $20.
It's probably the Rare Waves eBay store.
Yeah, something like that. But like I said, they got probably because when IFC Films first started, they were just a streaming service, and so a lot of their stuff never got released over in the States, whatever. But they got foreign releases in the UK, Germany, stuff like that. And so I got probably 7 or 8 titles in, and so far I've watched 3 of them. And every one of them's been good.
Yeah, I definitely want to check that one out.
Yeah, but the exam's a good one, man. It really is. I was really surprised. So
Tony's probably got a copy.
No, I need to get one though. So the last film that I watched, which I just finished it 5 minutes before the live stream started. I really enjoyed it. And that's Talk to Me. Has anybody had a chance to see this yet?
I have not seen it yet.
I've seen it twice. Yeah.
You have seen it twice?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did.
Okay, good. It's really hard to talk about this film without giving spoilers, and I'm going to try my best to. So there is a group of young people who gather together and are able to hold this hand in their hand and see dead people and have a conversation with them and also be possessed by them within a certain amount of time. Where they have to let go of the hand and blow out the candle before that person stays with them. And this group of people do this several times like if it's a party game or something. And of course something happened to where the hand go. And so some spirits stuck around, but the movie's really good as far as the visual effects and the storytelling. The timing of the movie goes by so fast that you don't feel the hour and a half. It goes by really quick. without having to spoil anything, to
Very
me,
new. So yeah, I would keep the spoilers to a minimum.
it's really good, and I would highly recommend you check it out. I'm trying to think. There was one more thought I had, but it escaped me. But anyways, very good.
So are you
film.
more excited you have the hand coming now?
I am 100% excited, and
Yeah.
I'm 100% excited that I don't have to mark it up with my own markers. I'm glad I have a decent one coming.
Yeah, I canceled that. Got the right one. So
Yeah, that's good. But really good story. The hand apparently is the hand of someone that can see the past. What are they called? Not a fortune teller, but anyways, it'll explain the hand in the story. Definitely check it out. I highly recommend it. I loved it. I gave it 3.5 stars and a heart. And I'm definitely looking forward to checking out the special features. I didn't have the time to do so.
Yeah, I want to get that release on Black Friday.
I do have my release coming from Umbrella, just the steelbook set they got without the hand.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
The last one here, The City Shines Brightest at Night, 2014's Nightcrawler.
Great film.
Yeah, man, it's held up really well for me. I hadn't watched it in a few years. Came out 2014. This 2009 to about 2015, man, there was just so many dark films coming out. This was a really, John Wick, a lot of this stuff right around the same time. Dread, but I really, really enjoy this drive. The synopsis here: when Lou Bloom, desperate for work, muscles into the world of LA crime journalism, he blurs the lines between observer and participant to become the star of his own story. Aiding him in his effort is Nina, a television news veteran. You got Jake Gyllenhaal, who's lights out on this. This is, to me, his best performance. I think it's not Susan Sarandon. It's some other like 80s broad. She plays like a studio, news person, and she's the editor or whatever, the executive. And he basically, what he does is he shoots these like crime stories, the aftermath, and sells the footage. And he basically becomes like gets a deal with her to be exclusive, and he kind of like blackmails her a little bit. And he's just like a textbook, like sociopath, entrepreneurial type, just a grimy, gritty guy. I just really enjoyed the performance. He lost weight for the role and got real pale. The performance is excellent. Bill Paxton is a slime ball on this too. It's just all around. It's just a really directed by Dan Gilroy. I don't know what else he's done offhand. But dark is the best word for it. It goes a lot of different directions, and he starts to shape the narrative to help, create footage that, to make him more successful. And by the end of it, I love a dark story like this. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows, and there's no sunshine and rainbows in that movie. Yeah, the bad guy sometimes gets away with it, and if you call him the bad guy, I don't know what a lot of people would, but he's just a guy that will stop at nothing to get what he wants. He doesn't take no for an answer, and he's persistent, and it's kind of weird. He seems aimless in this movie, and then he finds himself one day. One day he just realizes that this is what he was meant to do, and he gets hooked and addicted to it, and he can't stop.
It's probably more true to life than what people would expect too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. But yeah, it's got that entrepreneurial spirit to it. I really enjoyed it, and I gave it 4 stars. I don't really have any complaints with it. I think it's paced incredibly well. I think and when you watch it the first time watch is the best for this. I could see people saying it's a one-time watch because, you'll never get that experience back after the first time. I saw it in the theater. I loved it. I'd really think that a 4K would benefit from 4K really well.
Second sight release.
The second sight would be
I can see that.
Great one of this. Great one of this. Something simple like the camera on the cover or him in front of the mirror or something when he loses and breaks that mirror. If you're into dark stories, this is just a winner, man. I can't recommend it higher, and I hope we get more stuff like this.
So I saw it in the theater also, and I haven't revisited it until last year. And to me, having that big long period of time, helped me to enjoy it again.
Yeah, if you can forget,
I can remember every aspect of it.
Yeah, if you can forget some of the stuff, when he goes in the house and all that, it's just like it's white knuckle stuff.
Yeah, and you think about a film like this where he actually physically changed his body,
Yeah,
starving himself to get to that point. Reminds me of like The Mechanic, whatever that movie was that Christian Bale was in. Was it called
Machinist.
Machinist?
Yeah. I look at Joaquin
How,
Phoenix and the Joker.
exactly.
You know?
How dark those movies are because of the physical performance of these actors that change their body because of it. To me, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I just love. He was all in for this thing, and this character when it starts out, he's like stealing chain link fence and manhole covers.
Yeah,
and
you knew he was a slimy character.
He's just a slime ball, and he's just trying to get by. Los Angeles is an expensive city, and he's just trying to make it, and he just lives in this little one-room shithole, and
no mention of any family, no friends.
Yeah, he definitely has no friends. His lone employee is a like a druggie, and he can't. You can tell he's literally uncomfortable around him. I mean, he's just one of these guys. You look up likability in the dictionary, you're going to see pictures of guys like Alan. Guys that are real affable and stuff like this. This guy has got zero likability. You can just tell he's just a skeezy guy that nobody wants to be around, and he ends up he blackmails a woman to be his girlfriend essentially. In this, I mean, it's just there's not a lot to like about him. It's just he's just a real driven and just oddball, weird character.
Even Rene Russo's character, pretty much associated herself with him just for that footage that he was able to get.
Yeah.
She didn't really want to have anything to do with him either, but she was after that news story.
Yeah.
And then even after that, she knew he was a slime ball and didn't want to have anything else to do with him.
By the end,
she went in 50% to get what she wanted, and he took it to that next level.
Yeah, and he wasn't going to let that go either.
No. I love the dialogue when there's this scene where he breaks down kind of a little bit. You can start to see through the cracks because he's very smiley and he's trying to be likable. He can't figure it out, but there's something off about him. And there's a scene where he gets Nina alone in the room and he's like, listen, when I say a price, you can assume that's my bottom price. I've come to the number very carefully. This will save time. And he's just ranting and he's getting more and more upset. And then by the end of it, he's like, and when we're alone together in your apartment, I want you to do what I asked, not like the last time. And you just start to see how unhinged he really is. But by the end of the movie, the Nina character has nothing but glowing things to say about him. She's like, he has elevated this whole place to push harder and reach harder and do whatever's necessary. And that's the kind of attitude we need to be number one here. And, it's just like he does kind of force himself on her a little bit, but it's like he gives her a choice, essentially, So I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. I could just gush and gush about it. And I'm just glad we have movies like that still. Sean says the exam looks interesting. Yeah. Wild Wrangler liked it. Ken Carlson, what's up, man?
Hey, Ken.
What's up, Ken?
Movie recommendation: Acceptable Loss, 2018. Jamie Lee Curtis. What the hell is that?
I haven't heard of that. 2018.
I'm not familiar with that.
Of course, my phone doesn't work. Acceptable Loss. Wild Wrangler. Did you catch the ending or catch ending?
You're talking about exam, whatever. I'm obviously not going to spoil it on here, Wild Wrangler, but I think what he means was, did I figure out the ending? Maybe what he's asking, whatever. And I did not. And I'd be willing to say that I don't think most people will. I'm not the brightest, crayon in the box, but I feel like this one is pretty close to the sleeve. But a second watch, maybe I'll probably can see maybe what I missed. The whole movie, I'm sitting there trying to figure it out. So
Alan, you idiot! It's the sharpest crayon in the box. Some people did.
Yeah. Okay.
It sounds like a WTF title.
It's watch it and see what you think. It could be. It could be. I don't know if there's enough to it for WTF, but maybe.
Sydney, one more movie recommendation: 5 Minutes of Heaven, 2009, Liam Neeson drama thriller. I haven't heard of that one either.
Neither.
Sydney's always bringing the heat. Anthony, Circle is great. I've seen that one a few times. Okay.
I need to look that up.
It was called Circle, yeah.
It's called Circle, not The Circle.
Either The Circle or Circle.
Because The Circle has the girl from Harry Potter in it.
It's a bunch of people in a dark room, and there's like orange stations. It's a sci-fi, but it's like a cultural thing. I mean, you just have to watch it. It's like Belko experiment kind of. Bob Wrangler got the U.S. release of The Exam. Okay. DVD.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that there was a U.S. DVD release.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. But I mean, get the Blu-ray. Blu-ray looked great. I thought, from what it was.
Anthony says The Exam sounds good. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah,
check that out.
Yeah. Like I said, you're either going to love it or hate it. It all depends on if you like the heavy dialogue movies. I think it's for you. So.
Wild Wrangler, Pops and Tony, Freaky One Eye, and Talk to Me.
Yeah. Some creepy characters.
Yeah. The grossest part of that movie though was the dog or kissing that dog. The dog scene.
There was parts where I actually had to cover my face because I didn't want to see what was happening.
Right.
That's how graphic it was.
I can't wait to check that out. I'm going to get that. I think the A24 4K that you held up, I think it'll be pretty cheap Black Friday.
Oh yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
Sasha saying, a friend of mine just reviewed Talk to Me and had nothing good to say about it. I can just imagine what your friends are like, Sasha. Just I've seen your live streams. It's all broken birds and really soft people. So I can imagine the horrific, possession movie like that would be pretty not a big on your friend list. Wild Wrangler says Tony medium. Yeah, a medium. That's the word you were looking for.
Oh yes, thank you.
CD Banks loved Nightcrawler. Yeah, man, I love it, man. Chris C, I have the hand edition of Talk to Me coming from Umbrella, eventually Tony. Oh, yeah. Anthony Rene Russo, that's the name we were trying to think of. Sasha enjoyed Nightcrawler so much. True thriller, Rene Russo, she's married to the director. Oh, okay. Dan Gilroy. The director wrote the Bourne films. Okay.
Okay.
He's a big talent, man. That's the directing style, really strong, I thought. Anthony Swarmore, Nightcrawler is so good, one of my favorites. Amazing dialogue. Oh yeah, amazing all around. And I like that I love the way he handles the cops in that. When the cops get onto him, and he's just like, "Is that illegal?" He's just very aloof about the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, he knew the law. He knew the law. He knew everything. He's very smart.
Yeah. Studying from home. Sasha says, or maybe it was his brother, Tony Gilroy. I don't know, great director, whatever he is. Sean Blue Jewel says Nightcrawler was a pleasant surprise, one of Bill Paxton's last movies. Yeah, he did. He looked a little like, I don't know what the word, maybe a little bloated. Like he didn't. I watched it very recently, obviously. He didn't look very healthy to me when I saw it. So I don't know if that was part of his illness or.
Well, I wonder if that was just part of his character, though. Too.
His character is kind of
pretty much
fluffy.
the same type of character as, he was a slime ball too.
He was a big time slime ball, and a jerk too. Like I eventually, like he tries to, the Gyllenhaal character tries to go to work for him basically, and he's basically brushes him off. And then he sees him a couple more times. He's kind of nasty to him again. And then by the end of the movie, he wants to work together with him. Mm-hmm. And, eventually he flicks the toothpick at him and calls him a twerp. I don't know, man. Bill Paxton's fun in this, too. But he gets his on Bill Paxton, too. Sasha, I already put together my custom sleeve and Criterion sleeve for Nightcrawler. For a Criterion sleeve for Nightcrawler. So he's hoping for a Criterion edition. Could be, man. You never know. Criterion's having a really good year. I'm not a big Criterion guy at all.
I can see that getting a Criterion release, but I think Second Sight would be great.
Yeah, Second Sight would be the better company to get it, in my opinion.
We might get it for both of them.
Yeah, very likely. Wild Wrangler, you guys see Saw X? Never saw Spiral. Seen Saw 1, Jigsaw, Saw 8. I have not seen Saw X yet. I've heard good things.
I am up to my ass in Saw right now. I have rewatched 1 through 6 again. I'm getting ready for for a ranking stream next week on Mega Mike the Movie Man's channel, and I'm hoping to go see Saw X Sunday, maybe Sunday night.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it too, but I'm not listening to anything because I want to experience it.
In the theater.
I think you only have to watch the first and second one. I think this takes place between 1 and 2, I believe, and I think they're kind of, I don't know if they're retconning everything else, or this is going to be kind of maybe the new storyline going forward.
Yeah, I know I'm not going to be sitting through all the other ones though before I go see it.
Yeah, well, I enjoy all the movies. Like I said, they really fall off after 5 for me. I mean, I enjoyed 5 more this time than I remember enjoying it. But I enjoy all the movies just for the kills. But they definitely fall off story wise after the first 3.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I'll be seeing. I might see it in the theater. I don't know yet. Anthony, I like to say that if you're seeing me, you're having the worst day of your life. That's a good line. It's not the best line. If you want to win the lottery, you have to make the money to buy a ticket. He keeps repeating that. I love it. Chris Segan's going to see X. Robert E. was the DP for Nightcrawler. He shot most of Paul Thomas Anderson's films and is Jake Gyllenhaal's godfather. Okay. I could definitely see that Paul Thomas Anderson kind of influence in the way it was shot.
Caveman, you better watch out. You got some competition in there.
Yeah.
Drop of the knowledge.
Yeah. Saucer's the man. We're very big, real cinephile type guy, Criterion kind of guy. Unless it's horror or some animal getting killed. God forbid a cat gets maimed. Sean Blue Digital, the character doesn't value relationships, which is why no one wants anything to do with him on top of the shady weird stuff. I mean, would you want to hang out with that guy? He looks like he's strung out on heroin. And it's just because he has no money to feed himself, really. He's just a scumbag. I love he steals that bike, and then he's just riding around on the stolen bike inside the pawn shop negotiating. He's like, the guy's trying to give him $500 for it. He just stole it 2 minutes ago. The guy's trying to give him $500. He's like, I want $1,000. Or I want.
He's interviewing his helper, or whatever, in the diner. You know, he's some well-to-do, whatever. It's like he's a piece of shit, and he's interviewing this guy like he's somebody to look up to.
He's got a glass of tap water in front of him. That's all. No food. Don't meet at the diner. You just have tap water. I don't know. It's funny.
I need to watch it. I ain't watched it in a couple of years. I need to check it out again.
We're meeting at a diner for your job interview. We don't have an office. My office is my Daewoo in the parking lot back there, whatever shitty car he drives. Wild Regular, have you seen Horns 2013? I know of it. I haven't seen it.
Yes, I loved it.
I mean, check that. I haven't watched it.
It's amazing.
Did you guys ever see Swiss Army Man?
Yeah.
Radcliffe. Tony, you loved that, didn't you?
Yeah. I have it. It's one of the A24s. I have it over there. I need to watch
it. It's like a weird A24, but I thought
it was weird.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, but I wasn't a big fan of it.
Yeah.
But Horns, on the other side, is dark and enjoyable. It's really got a good story to it.
I'll check it out.
John said it's another one I got to give a chance. Yeah. Sean thinks it's just part of the character. It might be. Could be. Yeah, I know what you meant. And worn out lurking. Anthony saw X. He saw. Great gore, pretty good story. Cool, man. Talking about Horns, how they liked it. Oh, it's a Joe Hill book. Okay. All right, that's the 5 here. I appreciate you guys coming on. Got out of here about 2 hours. But yeah, I know I'm not even gonna ask these guys what they got going on next. Mm-hmm. Alan's got about 42 streams this month. Tony's got
a Tony this month.
You know. So, but yeah, we're gonna get out of here, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend.